Good morning. Uh, this is Vipul Saraf. Uh, I'm working as Assistant Professor of Electronics, Government College for Women, Parade Ground, Jammu. Today I'm going to present a lecture on an effect of background charge, energy quantization, and temperature in DNA set. Molecular electronics is also sometimes called moletronics. Moletronics is basically that branch of applied physics where the molecules can function as active or passive electronic components. These molecules can perform the same functions as currently performed by the semiconductors. Basic structure of DNA. DNA is basically made up of two polymer chains, long repeating units called nucleotides that run side by side in the opposite direction. The backbone of the DNA is made up of a phosphate group and a sugar deoxyribose joined by ester bonds. The fifth end with the phosphate group and the third side ends with the hydroxyl group. There are two nitrogen bases bonded to the sugar in DNA. Number one is purines, number two is pyridamines. Purines is double ring structure and pyridamines is a single ring structure. There are four types of nitrogen bases. Number one is thymine, which is a purine base structure. Adenine is a pyridamine base structure. Guanine is a purine base structure, and cytosine is a pyridamine base structure. Molecular bonding. Nitrogen bases are basically four types. Guanine and cytosine form 3 hydrogen bonds. Adenine and thymine form 2 hydrogen bonds. Therefore, strands with more GC bonding or stronger interacting. DNA is just behaving like a transistor. Like transistor, we have emitter, capacitor and base terminals. DNA also have source, drain and island terminals. Electrons are made to pass through source and drain by means of an island. Background of a transistor. An electronic device that can act as an insulator and a conductor. It has the three components: source, gate and drain. The future of transistors: molecular electronics, carbon nanotubes, nanowire transistors, single electron transistors. Background of SET. Research of single electron transistors involved exposure to new concepts. Number one is electron tunneling. Number two is quantum dots. Number three is Coulomb blockade. Number four is Coulomb staircase. Electronic tunneling. In classical mechanics, if E is less than V, the maximum height of the potential barrier, then the particle remains in the well forever. And if E is greater than V, then the particle escapes. This is shown below in the figure. And this is contrary to the previous classical concept. What happened in quantum mechanics? In quantum mechanics, the electron can escape even if its energy E is below the height of the barrier V. Coulomb blockade. When a capacitor is charged through a resistor, the charge on the capacitor is proportional to the applied voltage and shows no sign of quantization. When a tunnel junction replaces the resistor, a conducting island is formed between the junction and the capacitor plate. In this case, the average charge on the island increases in steps as the voltage is increased. The steps are sharper for more resistive barriers and at lower temperatures. These are the few equations we have got when we uh, calculate the basic equations of DNA transistor. Number one is energy of electrons on the capacitor. En is equal to 1 by 2 nq square by c. When we add another electron to the island, then the energy, overall energy, En plus 1 is equal to 1 by 2 n plus 1 into q square by c. Energy change is equal to 1 by 2 q square to n plus 1 by c. Energy change of the electron is q into Vg. Therefore, transfer only allowed if Vg is equal to 1 by 2 q into 2n plus 1 by c. Conditions for set. When the charging energy is greater than the thermal energy, that is q square by 2c is greater than kT, and c is of the order of femtofarads, the resistance of the tunnel barrier is much higher than the quantum unit of resistance, that is R is far greater than RQ, where RQ is equal to H by E square, and that is of the order of 25.8 kilos. This is the basic structure of DNA, where a separate group is represented by a source. The red group is represented by a drain, and the main island is represented by a gate structure. This is the basic structure of DNA as single electron transistor, where Cs is represented the capacitance of the source, Ct represents the capacitance of the drain, and Q represents the overall charge accumulated on the island. U1 is the charging potential at the source, and U2 is the charging potential at the gate. VGS is the gate to source voltage. And these are the IV characteristics we have got when we just simulate this DNA as a single electron transistors. Thank you very much.